So let me welcome you all to another session of Quantum Dialogues powered by NGenious Solutions. My name is Daya Prakash. I am the host and the moderator today. I run this initiative by the name of Talent on Lease, and I am former CIO LG Electronics. The discussion that we have planned today is on topic CIO future-proofing manufacturing with tech and talent. So we are going to basically discuss in today's session how manufacturing leaders such like yourself can leverage cutting-edge technologies and talent to drive innovation, improve operational efficiencies, and ensure sustainability in fast-evolving world. As manufacturing landscape continues to change, it's essential for business to embrace the right technologies and develop a workforce equipped for the future. Today, we are privileged to have with us esteemed speakers, Keyur Desai, Head IT Prince Pipes and Fittings.
What is the request number?
Sandeep
You have
Deshpande,
sent an email.
IT Infra and Project Head at 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝐲 𝐓𝐵𝐻. Abhishek Mathur, GM ICT at 𝗓𝗂𝐷𝗀. Welcome you
How do
all.
you spell it?
𝐕𝐸𝐻𝐸.
And we also have with us today Nilesh Mehta, who is the founder of NGenious Solutions.
Please do.
He will provide his valuable insights on how technology are reshaping manufacturing operations and driving growth through his practical experience. Dealing with customers across geo and across this industry segment. With the start of this request, each one of you one by one to kind of introduce yourself by taking a minute or so. I would like to start with you, Abhishek. If you can start with your introduction.
All right. Dayaji, thank you very much for having me on this very important roundtable discussion. And I'm Abhishek Mathur. I lead the global ICT services. I work for a company called 𝗬𝗂𝗲. We make engines for the ships, power plants. That's a core product. And then we are into a lot of renewable energy deliveries as well. We are operating out of 79 countries as of now and has spread across around 200 office spaces. And then we have customer sites where we operate from. It's being like, as I said, a delivery goes from making the smarter factories to smarter offices and the hybrid working. So that's about me. Thank you very much. I come from Navi.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Keyur, over to you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. This is Keyur. I work with Prince Pipes and Fittings Limited. Our head office is in Mumbai. We have 7 of our manufacturing units spread across various locations across India for pipes and fittings. So we are into PVC, CPVC, UPVC manufacturing of pipes and fittings. We are also into bathware, which is the new diversified business. We've recently acquired the brand called 𝗂𝐴𝐻𝐿 along with the manufacturing unit is in Bhuj. We have our 8th manufacturing unit under commissioning that is coming up in Bihar for pipes and fittings. Primarily, apart from our ERP, we also have a very robust dealer distribution network for which we have our core business applications that we need to take care of, where we take care of the primary and the secondary sales of our products. We are also into getting into the retailer market, and we also are we also work very closely with our marketing team for various different schemes with respect to the distributors, retailers, plumbers, etc. in that way. Yeah, so that's about me. Spent more than 22 years with SR Group and joined Prince Pipes last year.
Great. Thank you so much, Keyur. Sandeep, over to you.
Thank you, Daya. Thank you, everybody, for inviting me on this forum. Sandeep Deshpande. I work with 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝐲 𝐓𝐵𝐻𝐿 Limited, and then as a in IT infra head as well as IT projects, security projects. So I'm responsible for that. So as you know, 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝐲 is 130 years old company, having $2.5 billion kind of turnover. And then we are into pumps manufacturing, alternator manufacturing, and other things. So in India, across India also, for pumps as well as small pumps, big pumps, everywhere, we have a kind of collaboration with a company called as Ebara. So 𝗕𝗂𝗂𝐲 Ebara is there, which is in, located in UK, and we have various branches across the world. So I'm responsible for all IT related activities, IT related projects, and getting into the digitization for 𝗕𝗂𝘁𝗂𝗃. So like, we have kind of application called as 𝗕𝗂 Smart, through which, we get a good visibility from the customer end, as well as customer also can get a good visibility to the kind of what is the pumps quality, any issue if that person is facing, customer is facing, he can raise the bar over there. I have around 27 years of experience, and then to somebody like, I think Abhishek, you are from Wärtsilä, right? So from the same kind of company, I was with Cummins for 20 years. So Wärtsilä and Cummins, genset manufacturing, everything. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Sandeep, I was not
Introduce
aware.
yourself.
130 years for you. We are 190 years now, but 130 is a long term. So
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, we are celebrating
But
190 years, 109.
Yeah, I have been seeing your company when I used to visit 𝗂𝗂𝗃. So Wärtsilä diesel was very famous. Yeah.
Nilesh, if you can quickly introduce yourself, that would be great.
Thank you so much, Daya sir. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me on the call today with you. My name is Nilesh Mehta. I'm the founder and CEO at NGenious Solutions. We are an IT consulting software development firm that's been around for almost 20 years now. Very small in terms of, lifetime compared to the giants I'm talking to over here. Some of them have crossed centuries, but over the last 2 decades, we've been working on, our focus is helping enterprise customers such as yourself in increasing productivity by leveraging modern workplace solutions, automating business processes, in implementing solutions for production processes, operational efficiency, resource management solutions by ERP implementation, stuff like that. So that's kind of our focus area. Happy to be on the call with you and understand, how you guys are shaping the infrastructure and the IT stack in the manufacturing industry, and anything that I can bring to the table over here. But thank you so much for being on the call with us. We appreciate your insight and look forward to having an amazing discussion together.
Thank you so much, Nilesh. Thank you. So there is one thing that I want to ask each one of you as a round robin, but post which I want to dive deeper into each one of yours unique experience of how you're basically ensuring the future proofing in your own organization, or how you're seeing it from your own lenses in the. But just want to make sure that we have a common definition of when we say that CIO, future proofing manufacturing with tech and talent. Maybe Abhishek, if you can define this so that we can, all of us, we can agree, disagree, add our understanding, and then arrive at one common definition. This topic a little bit more in detail.
Well, it's a very wide term. Future proofing is having smarter factories, low wastage, recycle economy, a more efficient emission controls in place. Not agreeing with that COPA 29 thing, aligning with that. So a lot of things when it comes to future proofing, that there should be nothing which can stop the business to progress. There should not be nothing which can stop your factories to produce even for a few seconds. It should be sustainable, evergreen environment, in my view.
Great, fantastic. Keyur, anything that you would like to add here, or Sandeep, anything you would like to add here?
Just a couple of things. When you say future-proofing manufacturing with tech, so of course, technology is tech, which are very well aligned with the business process, of course. But then when you say talent, I believe I'll break talent into 2 parts. One is the in-house talent with respect to the business IT teams, who should understand more of the process, and the business teams who should understand the technology, the absorption or the adoption of the technology. So both ways, so awareness and the training for the business IT and the business teams.
Yeah.
Great. Sandeep,
Yeah,
anything,
yeah. Just to add on
you-
this, obviously Abhishek and Keyur both have covered 99% of it. Only thing is cost sustainability, cost sensitivity to the business. And then all this is sustainability, flexibility, cost, and everything goes hand in hand with the IT technologies which we are handling day to day, infrastructure or application or something. So we need to have a good mix and match of both of these things to get the good outcome for the business.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Abhishek, you spoke about smart factories. You spoke about a lot of when it comes to your mind in terms of the prioritizing, future proofing, CIO priority against the future proofing? Smart factories, smart workforce, and smart workplace. Help us understand what are the key areas in which you are currently you know embarking on, let's say, or on the journey transformation in some specific areas that you that is basically the top priority for you or your organization at this moment.
Any heavy industry of late, the clear bench thing to look forward is the sustainability. Not only in terms of business sustainable, that's the core for any business per se, but when I talk about manufacturing, is also about sustainable environments. Uh, as mentioned about COPA 29. So this is the priority right now, and everybody is looking from a perspective, at least from my organization. We are very data driven. We know how we are churning the datas to very high extent. So I think that's the core right now, and that's where we are using a lot of technology in place. It could be artificial intelligence. We are also experimenting with the AGI of late. But what I'm saying here is, it's the priority remains to be sustainable in larger terms.
Okay. And Keyur, on your journey to future proofing.
Sure. So I look at it at three different angles. One is the overall process that needs to be made smarter when it comes to the business process with respect to the ERP. Right, starting from right from the finance and costing, or let's say if I go a little bit into warehouse management, or the whole production process, right from DPR, the posting and all, right from QR code scanning for each and every this one. Now, this is one aspect of it. Second part, when with respect to organization like ours, is we face the dealers, distributors, and the retailers on a very hand-to-hand basis. So a lot of focus on to ensuring that a very friendly portal, a very friendly platform which enables the business and the distributors to ensure easy business on a day-to-day basis, and when it comes to month end or the quarter ends. Apart from that, we also focus a lot on the influences. So when I say influences, are our retailers and the plumbers when it comes to pipes and fittings. When it comes to bathware, it is more about large, I would say, giants when we deal with larger projects with respect to bathware. And the third aspect, which I always say, is the focus on the automation, plant automation, and the smart factory, as Abhishek rightly mentioned. So we are working with. So we've also started our journey since last year now, after I joining, with a couple of partners to ensure that we have end-to-end process automation. We have those predictive, I would say, predictive maintenance. So what was our dream earlier over the years, now we are getting into that predictive maintenance of the overall shop floor. Apart from that, then last but not the least, the data security piece of it, which so each and every portion of it, wherever we are, either in rest or in motion, the data needs to be secured and encrypted. And fifth angle, which we are focusing heavily, is into the data analytics part of it. So in I would say last 6 to 8 months, a lot of journey has been covered, and so my only dream and wish to ensure that rather business approaching us for the business analytics, I would say slice and dice reports. I want to empower each and every user, maybe a salesperson somewhere on the field, should have a platform from accessing from the mobile to ensure that they can drill down to the data with respect to whatever they need to see. So they should not, for anything and everything, they should not come to IT. That's where we're heading to.
Great. So a great opportunity when it comes to initiative that you have been taking, Abhishek and Keyur. A lot of it is kind of visible from what you just now mentioned in terms of your journey on future proofing your organization How about you, Sandeep ji, on the same journey?
Yeah, I mean, like, smarter factory is a kind of function of so many things. Basically, cyber security is obviously everybody's, priority. Cyber security is something that is a kind of focus we are having. Then, like, we have augmented reality, AR, VR solutions also for our pumps and engineering department. So that is also a kind of main focus. And then, like, like other companies also, our company is also mainly focusing on digitization of so many things, which is AI based. Like we have contact center, so contact center having AI over there. Then obviously smarter tools to be introduced in the, and then as Keyur also said that, the end user experience has to be at a, different level, so that then the whole perception of IT would become very good. So all these things are going on. Like, the big priority items for me is that, cyber security, then AR, VR, then, the virtualization in terms of data center management. And then, like, on the shop floor, we are having a kind of system called as root card, which is of SAP. Over there, like, we have some big automation coming in. So these are the things which are there on the priority with
I see.
smarter machines, with touch-based machines, all these things like, the contractor labor management system, all these things are going on.
But so if I can add a
Okay.
word here, Dayaji,
Sure.
allow me that.
Sure.
I think the challenge with leaders like Keyur and probably Sandeep primarily coming from a very old environment as such, and myself, is most of the factories, factories are the investments for the long period. It doesn't have, it's not, the refresh doesn't happen like few years. And many factories which are old, they are designed on the Purdue model and with the operational technology in place, in which was like there was a time it was exclusively secluded, and you all would agree, you would all would know that there are different protocols, and now IT is coming as a top layer, and that's where I took a cue from what Sandeep ji just said about the cybersecurity. The risks are totally different. The cyber threats are totally different on that game because
Hmm.
operational technology, the way we handle and how we secure the operational technology from getting breached is absolutely different. The stakes are higher. One bad decision, one bad actor acting smart can cause a human loss. So I think the game is absolutely different when it comes to factories cybersecurity.
Oh,
True,
you are
true.
absolutely right, Abhishek. You're absolutely right. So, Nilesh, let me come to you at this point. And you heard all speakers talk about various initiatives that they have been working on. And the good thing is that while hearing to all of it, sounds like majority of the places when it that particular piece somewhat seems stretched, so that it enables everyone to kind of go to the next level where you're talking driving value out of the data that you capture, whether you want to upgrade yourself from the operational efficiency point of view, productivity point of view, or any other thing dealing with the losses on the cost side, etc. But what's your take from what you've heard all of them say about their journey of future proofing?
No, thank you so much. I think, based on what I've heard from Abhishek ji, from Pragnesh ji, from Sandeep ji and Keyur ji over here, right? Again, most of the team members that I'm talking to over here, they're coming from organizations that are very mature, right? 130 years in business, 109 years in business, tons of years in business. They have absolutely processes and technology that's working for them. When I look at these organizations, they've been working for such a long time. They know their business inside out and what processes they need to implement. But now we have to all focus on in terms of global competition and scaling, right? I think our companies are on the cusp of going from what we were doing before to global scale, right? Competing with like giants like China and America and stuff like that, where we now have to not only think about making operations efficient only for our country over here, India, but how can we compete with the likes of China, right? Their manufacturing is at a whole different level. Their utilization of AI technologies is at a whole different level over here. We have to start thinking from that perspective, right? Competition is also increasing the market. The products that we've been building over here, and they're amazing products, but we will have to be more creative in our designs, in our scientific research and stuff on how to build next generation technology solutions. Like, Abhishek, you were saying, sustainable solutions, at the same time, more efficient, more economic solutions that we can, and also reduce our time to go live with these, solutions for it, right? So competition is just going to keep increasing day by day, right? Our processes, our creativity, our quality check, our time to go live will have to become much faster. And that's one of the ways I think that we can future-proof ourselves from that perspective. But happy to, hear that thoughts about this.
No, I think this is fantastic. I think there is a variety of work being done in terms of, taking the organization to the next level. Each one of you are doing a tremendous job, and and a lot of initiatives, right? Believe me, it's very difficult to even kind of remember them all. That so much of it is something that is being done by all of you in order to future-proof. Nilesh brought in this element of scalability. So I'm sure when thinking about future-proofing your own organization, systems, processes, etc., you're also having, alongside the sustainability, scalability aspect also in mind, and you're working hard on that. I think in the interest of the time, I want to spend some time in terms of understanding. I think we've got fair idea as to what kind of transformations are taking place within your own respective organization. But if you can share your own insights on the kind of challenges that each one of you are facing, have a roadmap which is very much clear in your mind, out, ready to execute on it. But there are certain challenges, whether it is with regards to people, process, technology, but happy to hear them all. Cybersecurity is one which is very, very big topic in itself, that we have taken a note of it. But besides that, happy to hear from you that, what basically concerns that you have on your journey. Maybe we can start with you, Abhishek, again, Sandeep and Keyur. Any one of you could start, but I think the idea here is to know.
Okay. Two things here. One is, like Keyur mentioned about B2C environment, the game changes, although mine is completely B2B. But overall, supply chain disruptions, that's a big risk. Probably all of us are looking at. We have a very good example of those pager attacks happened, right? That's a very good use case. I'm sure that will be taught in future business classes, business schools. How supply chain can it disrupt the business, which is outside your purview, outside the game. It's a partner's environment. How do we control that? And another risk which I started was as I said, no environment is made. These are huge investments, right? So they are not made on for short term. Generally, they are made for uh, factories are built to last over like half a century minimum or even longer. And these environments, the technology is slightly older, but the threats are becoming really, really quick. And there could be a cyber threat is just one aspect, right? There are physical threats. There's a obsolete technology obsolescence, vendors dying, right? Unavailability of vendors who had provided a environment. As I have mentioned over the Purdue model, I'm sure experts like Keyur and Sandeep, who had been coming from the heavy industry background, they knew what they are. And most of the factories are designed that way. And now we are talking of collaborating. We are talking of converging of IT and OT. We want the shop floors to be risk-free. We want to have sensors all over the world. And there are a lot of data churning happening. Keyur mentioned about citizen development, where he wants the people on the field to design the reports as they want, what is that they want to see, right? And probably taking it next step, Keyur, it is also can be a generative AI helping them in picking the right report. In the factories, we can take AGI. AGI is still evolving, right? Where the risky roles, where taking example of the pipe industry, PVC industry, where it could be really, really hot pipe generation happening, same as with the factories anywhere. How can a robot take over? How we can actually the RPAs are if RPA misbehave, then everything it's like it becomes a kind of Murphy law, domino effect. one wrong step, how do you control that? So there are a lot of threats all of us are seeing right now happening.
Great. Thank you so much. Sandeep, you would like to add to this?
Sure. So, uh, data visibility is the challenge, and for which we are working right now. So as I mentioned, few of the initiatives. So where we want to get into the process visibility on in the typical production process, data visibility with respect to the sales and the finance, but then end-to-end data visibility with respect to right from the sales order hitting the platform till the end distributor getting the right material confirmed and closed. So the entire end-to-end process data visibility, a single dashboard, a single pane of glass for the end user, for our customers. So that's the vision that we are slowly getting into. So that's one of the challenge which right now we are so we just began our journey and we are working towards it.
Okay, Sandeep ji.
Yeah, so I mean, when we have done the gap analysis, basically, companies like Kirloskar or manufacturing, digitization is on top of their mind. But and then we are driving that very heavily. But at the same time, if you look at the bottom line, the kind of infrastructure we have is not up to the level. So hardware refresh is not as seamless as in BFSI sector or some other companies, IT companies. In manufacturing, hardware refresh is a kind of big thing. So that is so I'm standing on the corner where in one way the full digitization is happening, and another way the hardware is not refreshed. So I'm working on that. At the same time, the virtualization cost is going high. So that is also trying to maintain as efficiently as I can. And then major thing on the top of it, that cyber security. So cyber security tools implementation versus the hardware level which we have in. So yeah, so it's walking on a thin ice right now, I would say. But then yeah, these are the kind of challenges which I'm seeing.
So Nilesh, yeah,
I was saying IT is always under consideration, Sandeep ji, never considered.
Yeah, true.
So, Nilesh, I wanted to know from you, you heard all the challenges, right? In your experience, as in your consulting experience, you've been interacting with a lot of people in the industry. Do you see any other challenges which you would like to highlight that perhaps all of us should keep in mind, while embarking on? And what's your take? How maybe different people are trying to solve all these challenges? Obviously, there is no one solution for all the challenges that have been discussed here, but maybe at a very, very broad level, so that we have some takeaways in terms of how we can overcome challenges which come our way in future proofing.
Sure, no, I appreciate it. I think what I've heard from all three of them over here is primary focus around what happens at the floor level, and that directly impacts their production, their bottom line, their top line production, right? I would like to bring another aspect to this thought process over here, the silent killers that may be affecting us that may not be obvious. Leveraging multiple different technologies that are not connected to each other, working siloed, disconnected systems where you don't have information passing from system A to system B, and thereby adding manual steps in there. Difficulties or challenges in collaboration technologies, or maybe project management solutions where we are not leveraging the right technologies that affect us and don't give us the right insights into the day-to-day operations we are working on. Operations management, right? You have all these assets, how to bring about operational efficiency, not just on the floor plan, but in the offices where our teams and members are working. How do we bring operational efficiencies and process automation over there also, right? I think those are also other challenges that affect organizations at a different level, because if the teams are not working together properly, if the processes on that level are not efficient, properly over there, then they also impact us in some ways, right? Manufacturing is obviously the key focus over here, but these are, I think, the other silent killers that we need to focus on so we can run both sides of the business smoothly and efficiently, and then be productive in every manner over there. That's the other thing I would like to bring to a table over here, I think. And those are the things that we see regularly. Again, data is obviously the biggest part. With data, we get the insights. But I don't know if our data focus is really on the silent things over here, right? They focus on how much is my production going on, what kind of raw materials I need, what's my pricing, what's my cost. These are the silent ones that I don't think that data really gives us the insight into properly.
Great. So we all heard Sandeep talk a very peculiar situation or a beautiful situation for leaders like ourselves to kind of jump in, solve that, and I'm sure that he's putting enough effort. But I'm just saying, how do you manage balancing out in terms of one hand you are on your digital transformation journey, on the other hand you see that all the supporting factors, whether it is the hardware or the infrastructure or the many other parameters that we can add to this, how do you balance it out? Any take on that from you, Abhishek, Keyur, and I think then we will take another 2 to 3 minutes, but to wind up this session. But I think that will be again a good learning.
And just to add to that, to your question there, just expanding your question there, is what just Keyur said, that they are into merging a company, right? So inorganic growth is also adding to the game as such. You get new company, the way of working is different, the business processes are different, the technology is absolutely alien, and then you have different teams, and then you have to bring one culture too, because at the end of the day, it's the top line and the bottom line and the safety and other stuff. So I think that's the key. There are a lot of factors, there are a lot of parameters. Again, you have to find the right balance. You have to do the balancing act, as Sandeep ji just said. You need to prioritize, pick up the top most things, mandatory things. That's how we do, is we pick up mandatory things and the top things which we want to do as such. So that's a kind of way of working going forward.
Nilesh, you had some point to make here?
I had a different aspect, right? Again, as I mentioned, today's world is very competitive with many new companies coming up. Now, you guys have very reliable products that have been going on for decades over here now. But with the advent of technologies like 3D printers, it's probably easier for new companies to come up with new models and go, reduce the time to go live very quickly over here. How does that impact, manufacturing companies? Like, somebody could start a new company, come up with an idea, and the research time is reduced drastically because of the new technologies available to you. How does that impact your companies in terms of somebody else is going to be competing with very, very quickly over here? What do you take, how do you, I guess
it's like okay, we are also adapting, at least, and us also, here we are also adapting a lot of, for example, you take an example of 3D printing. We are also doing a lot of 3D printings at the sites where we don't have where supply chain is struggling, where can't supply the spare parts, one example. So adapting to technology, adapting to changes, that's very, very important.
Yes.
I know there could be smarter people who can, with smarter ideas, who can come with the same idea or similar idea with a very short time. But again, as I said, our products like 𝗙𝗂𝘁𝗍𝗏 and 𝗬𝗏𝗏s and anyone else, not quality check. It's not a one day relationship. It's a when they buy engine from 𝗙𝗂𝘁𝗏 or us, it's about 30 years.
Makes sense. No, again, the brand, the reputation makes sense, and that's something that you achieved over decades over there, right? But that process is necessary.
Yeah, product is also a case, because our products are like that. But probably Keyur's products are where people keep on renovating their houses, buildings keep on coming and keep on changing. Probably he can comment on that, but it's also fast moving, slow moving.
I was reading up on Keyur's product, the bullet train between Mumbai and Ahmedabad. Prince pipes are going to be fitted over there this morning. So it's not just about they're amazing. They're everywhere over there from a piping perspective.
So great. I think this is a wonderful conversation, and I feel like we can just go on. But since we already passed the time, I would like everyone's time here. But there has been a lot of takeaways for me per se in this particular discussion, and there's a lot that happening. I can see that, and I can feel that, right? But there is anything that you would like to kind of sum up this session with? I do want that, and I do hope that this session, Abhishek, you, Sandeep, you, and Keyur, you also, or maybe Nilesh, you also got in some maybe takeaways. But if you can just have maybe couple of seconds spent on that. Okay, what has been your take from today's discussion? That would be wonderful, because I want to make it really a two-way street, not just that that I just come and share my experience, but I also get to learn, and that's the whole idea behind such sessions that we plan to kind of conduct in future as well.
Yeah, looking at like 𝗂𝐬𝐲 and 𝗊𝐵hekji, whatever they have experienced, as well as Nileshji, he was talking about a different field. But then my takeaway from this is we all are rather I am not sailing in a different boat, but everybody is sailing in the same boat. And then the kind of challenges which I am having, everybody is facing. And then that is because of the kind of modernization, digitization, new tools coming in, growth happening in India. So yeah, all the best to me and all of us.
Needed, much needed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Nilesh, any from your side?
No, I think again, what I've heard, everybody over here is looking at cutting edge technologies. That is going to be our focus for all of us to identify what are the game changers, and like you said, what is going to be future proofing. Data has always been gold, that we've all understood, and insights from there are important for us. Leveraging new technologies like AI and automations are going to be the key for us all to be able to scale and get successful and ahead of other people very quickly over, right? So AI, automation, data, those are our key focus areas, and everything under the security umbrella over there, right? All three of these things are so important. If they are not monitored from a security perspective, or they are not implemented under a governance model, then we have bigger problems. So generally speaking, when we look at this technology, we say, before you start on this journey, make sure you have set your boundaries on governance properly, how you will use these platforms, where will you use this stuff, make sure there's no breach over there, and then you can start doing whatever you want in that platform, right? So security is the outermost layer, and then everything you can play inside it at that point whenever you want to do that from that perspective.
I need to drop.
Sure, Abhishek. Yeah, sure, Abhishek. We really
I
respect that.
also need to drop because I'm.
Talk to you
Take care.
separately.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Talk to you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.